my name is Kris Soutar. Do you love analysing the tactics of tennis? Then this channel is perfect for you. Make sure you subscribe, pressing this little button here. Switch on your dingling bell notification so you get all these videos. And let's check out this latest video where I'm going to unpack the footwork cycle. So you may not know, but on Monday the 5th of March it is World Tennis Day. So all next week, from the Monday to the Friday, I'm going to release a video which will unpack everything that we do based on this video. So this is really just an intro to this thing called the Footwork Cycle. And then Monday to Friday from the 5th to the 9th of March you will get one video per day released at 12 noon UK time, which will unpack all the details within this cycle. So let's get into it. We've got a point from Andy Murray against Kei Nishikori to have a look at. First thing I'm going to do is just let you watch the clip, okay? So you'll have seen the clip, and you'll have seen from the infogram right at the very start, and also I've put it in a few times in the video, the footwork cycle is very straightforward. There's a start, there's a move, there's a hit, and there's a reposition. Now, being the geek I am, most people in the tennis world use the word recovery, but I, for the last few years, have quit that word because I don't believe it really tells the whole story. So to reposition is to put yourself in the correct position within the court tactically to deal with the situation at hand. So that is why I use that word, and a lot of my colleagues at the LTA think I'm just being pedantic, which would not be unusual to be fair, but I really believe in it strongly. So I'm going to play through this video and highlight a couple of things. You will see, of course, there's a start on the serve, but I've really just put it in from about after this hit here. You will see that Andy has taken up a position in the center of the best two shots that Kei can play in this situation. So they're pretty much in a Kei's staying tight to the baseline, but that's in his kind of game style or nature. But you'll see Andy has put himself in this position. You will see the move in this case is very subtle. It's just positioning steps, and Andy hits the ball from here and then repositions to here. So he is in control of the point. Kei is doing what he wants. Andy is doing what he wants to Kei. Kei is essentially being the mouse and Andy is being the cat. So again, Andy's in the position. You're moving. Again, very subtle movements to the ball. We'll unpack all the stuff that goes on in the hitting phase next week. And then again, Andy is tight on the baseline and Kei is out here. So you'll see that Andy is in command of the point, tight on the baseline. Excuse my laptop dinging. And again here. So far Andy is in control of the court, not just laterally but also up and back positions as well. And you'll see it's from here that it changes. So if I can't be hypercritical about a former #1 three-time Grand Slam double Olympic champion, but if I was to be slightly critical, or maybe let's give Kei the benefit, Andy has taken up, he's like pitched his tent in that corner because he has been in so much control. And this is one of the benefits of Kei staying relatively close to the baseline. So you'll see here, Andy is in this position. And because the ball is line, which is maybe a slightly risky shot for Kei, Andy now for the first time is having to really shift his gears, and he's now running to the ball. There's no way of dressing that up. He is running. And then because of that, he is in massive adaptation technically. And if you don't know what that means, have a look at these videos that come up, pop up now, and you can have a look at that. But he's having to adapt his position massively. But look where he is. He is now in a much deeper position on the court. He is in defense. You see the red line. He's behind the Olympic rings. So he is hung back, but he's still in the best position laterally. You'll see now he changes line, and now he has to come across. Now there will be a lot of people will say that when you go down the line you have to cross to the other side. The speed that these guys play at is just not literally possible all the time, but you see he's on his way. But you'll see he's still in defense now. Watch his recovery off this one. Bit of a slide. My ankle would explode if I did that. He actually recovers around the back. So he's hit the ball. It's easier for him to go that way. Again, most kids would get disorientated if they tried that. And this is where it all goes a bit Pete Tong for Kai. So from this position here, you would imagine Kai's going to go one way or the other. You can see the lines. Again, Andy's trying to take up the center. He's still behind the Olympic rings because he's in extreme defense. But Kai mistimes, I think, and goes down the middle, and then it all goes a bit wrong. We'll have a look at this technique later in the week that Andy does here, this little hop step. I love it. And then you'll see Andy will reposition because of the tactical situation. He knows that the ball is low because he's chosen to play it. He's starting to move forwards. Kai has to dig that volley out. Interesting choice that Andy runs around his forehand to hit his backhand. But if you've got the best double-handed backhand in the world, why not? And then you'll see here again, now Andy, kind of, to be fair, that's a great volley from Kai. You'll see that the movement, yeah, and then because Kai cannot, when the ball is hit, Kai should really be in this court position here, if you're talking about pure geometry, but he's still on the left-hand side, so even just this little bunt down the line with no speed manages to beat Kai, which is just as well because Andy's on his ass. So pretty amazing point. Now the basics of this video are very simple. There's a start, there's a move, there's a hit, and there's a reposition. As coaches, we have to be able to analyse within this cycle to know whether the player has started at the right time, because there are different split step timings depending on anticipation. We'll unpack that next week. With the different types of movement to get in behind or beside the ball. We'll talk about that next week. There are different things that you can do during the hitting phase. There's our 4 that you can do when you have time to be behind or beside the ball and kind of are not forced to move. You can stand still-ish. And then there are 4 when you are forced to move on the ball. Yeah, so that is, you saw one where you're just having to run and hit the ball. So we'll unpack all of that, but we have to respect the tactical phase of play, the bisection of that 2 best width options, so it's lateral positioning. We have tons and tons that we can analyse using this method, and that is why I love it so much. So that's a bit of an overview from Monday the 5th of March, World Tennis Day, 1 video a day, where I will unpack all of that stuff, share it, subscribe to the channel, press the ding-a-ling button thing so you get your notifications when they come in. Write down below because I really want to start engaging with you. Comment below. Tell me how you analyse your tactical play and technique because I will definitely learn from you. So, have a great weekend and I'll see you on Monday.